Hey everyone, this is Lucid. Welcome back. We're hopping back into Garden of Good and Evil. The dance with Rlyeh is about to continue. I haven't been showing you diplomacy. I think I'm going to do a lot more of that this turn. So, Dire Portent. Set Yig casts an enchantment. Let's see what he cast. So he cast Maelstrom. Or no, he cast Vengeful Waters, and I think that went over Gift of Health. Yeah. So that was kind of sweet. Okay, we found a site. A well of white water, so that's another water gem, which I like all my water gems. We seem to have lost this battle. Let's go. I thought this would be an easy raid, but there is a Queen of Water Elementals here. And I believe she has a box of monsters, which I haven't really seen get used much, but it's very fitting with Set Yig. So she's pretty strong. She's going to be really hard to kill. But yeah, it grows a monster. It's kind of cool. Yeah, she's gonna be really hard to kill. Yeah, she regenerates 33. I'm not doing 33 damage to her. She's pretty fatigued, but yeah, the Vine Shield hits. So, I'm not totally sure what I'm gonna do. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. Yeah, so she survived. I basically had everybody turtle up inside here. Let's go through the rest. The Shake Knowledge. Okay, so I cast this one more time. I burnt through a lot of Astral Gems. I cast this on all the thrones, and I was expecting to find something, but I only found one nature site, so that's not really a good conversion for 50 Astral Gems. I think that was, yeah, that was the Queen. And where's this? Yeah, so they clean off the army that I had sitting on top. So that's pretty impressive. That's significantly stronger than the army before. So I decided to move my guys off there, which I think is wise. Anyway, he's dropping more gems, but not so many. Light of the Northern Star, Shark Attack. So it's not very strong right here. It's really strong when I'm winning, like winning the fight and killing this threat. So yeah, if you have a bunch of chaff you can fill up your gateway with, and you cast Shark Attack. Woo! See, this one doesn't even make it look that strong, but it is a strong freaking spell for defense. Okay, we had a few events. We had an assassination attempt. I need to figure out what that event is. I forget what it is. It's been searching for the Academy of Magic. So I've site searched everything, so I don't know what I can do. I need to go check and see what that is. I'll have to remember to do that afterwards. So what else? I think I've kitted out one of my dudes now. So here's my spectator. He's kitted, kind of ready to go. I'm going to have him deployed. Ryleh's army, importantly, did not come on top of me. I think, if anything, he backed up. Now, I'm not sure why he did that. Maybe he thought Nazca would attack him? I'm not super clear. So, anyway, that's going. My population in Argartha is getting crushed. It's now under 5,000 with hardly any income. My total income is just plummeting, absolutely plummeting. So, yeah, I'm basically a little more than break even right now, and I'll probably be negative where my upkeep more than my income. which is not a good place to be. I can potentially sacrifice some priests, since they're about done with their ghoulification. Might do that. What else can I do? Enchantment. Oh, Quagmire, that would be a good one to cast too. Well, maybe not. Okay. So, we're basically gonna hang tight here. I've got a few raiding parties kind of moving out. I've got one of my sacred armies moving here, thinking, okay, I'll defend this province, because it seems likely these raiders continue forward. But he's not doing as predictable of moves. Like, I thought he would attack here, he didn't. Yeah, who knows. What else? Oh, this fine lady's here, so I'm gonna have her move over, and that's here she'll be more positioned to potentially defend this province if I need to. I'm putting a fort up, and if he does move a big army in, I'm gonna need to bring some heat over here. My research is getting really high now, almost 1,000 a turn, which is something I really wouldn't have even dreamed of a long while ago. Yeah, we've got about 2 turns of ghouls left there. You can see I'm moving a bunch of my ghouls out of Agartha and starting to send them this way, where they can pull the last bit of money out of these. And you can see, like, once this goes down to 0 income, I'm going to be in trouble, right? Because I'll be very negative, and I'll have to spend gems just to pay my upkeep. One thing I can do is potentially get rid of these guys, because they're significantly more expensive. They're 116 a year versus these guys who are 68 a year. For the same research. So, we'll see. I can also hire... I think getting rid of these guys makes sense. I might keep 1 or 2 stone people just to forge things. Yeah. Anyway. I probably do need to get rid of them. I can get rid of my priests, but if you look at my priests, like, one of these guys is worth 5 priests. So, I don't know. It's a tough trade. I'm probably, like, yeah, I'm probably going to have to give some up. We're going to keep running up enchantment. I can't quite make it to 6, but when I get to 6, I'll be able to do rigor mortis. So anyway, I'm pre-positioning this dude, even though he can't really do what he was meant to do yet. The other thing that I'm doing is making boots of stone, and I believe I'm making a Shroud of the Battle Saint. And that is because these guys also have to survive an assassination. And right now an assassin would definitely kill him, but with stone skin from the boots and being blessed, I think they will do much better. Right? This magic staff isn't actually all that bad. 4 defense, 4 length, combined with being ethereal, high protection. I think it could survive a water elemental or 2. So anyway, that seems all good. What do we have? Enchantment. Yes, that's basically what we're doing. We're kind of turtling until I get some of my researchers online with an army. I'm moving a fair amount of troops in here. And I'm going to send another group of people back on top of this province, and I hope they kill him, but they might not. So that is this turn. Kind of just a stall turn while I'm getting a little research to come online. 83 is my next one. Oh crap, here, let me go back. Do 82. I haven't been showing you my diplomacy. Hardly ever. Wait, whoops. Oh, I guess I didn't send anything. Maybe I sent something the turn before. Let me show you the 81. I'm just going to show you some of the diplomacy I've been sending out. So here we go. So to Scaleria, I say, I do not need to keep the well up for... I need to keep the well up for about a year to get a little bump against Rlyeh. He's wrecking me hard. You can overcast it after a year and I won't fight you for it. So I put a lot of gems into it, so he may not be able to overcast me, but hopefully this discourages him at least from taking it away from me immediately. If you take Rlyeh's land on the north left continent, tell him that you're going to take... Tell him that's all you're going to take. He likely won't attack you, though he will defend. I'm losing the war. If you take action, you need to act now. You need to grow in power while disrupting Nazca. And... Oh, whoops. Disrupting Nazca. I think I sent that to Nazca. Whoops. Disrupting Rlyeh. I bet he thinks that I sent that to him by accident. Oh, no. Well, I said Rlyeh's land up here. Anyway. That's a typo. If you take Rlyeh's... so this is now to Asphodel. If you take Rlyeh's eastern lands and tell him that's your only ambition, he will likely try to defend, but will not attack you. You need to continue growing stronger while damaging Rlyeh. Once he's weaker, me. And once he's weaker, me, to keep yourself a contender for late game. So I'm basically telling Nazca... I'm giving them good advice. My advice is that Rlyeh can't fight them and me, and right now they're not positioned to win, and they're also not positioned to fight me. And Rlyeh is a bigger power than me, or a bigger threat, I think. With all his research and everything, he's kind of whipping me. So what they should do is take all of Rlyeh's land, like, up through here. Now, if he can do that, Rlyeh may not defend that hard, because he's focused on me. Once they do that, then Rlyeh will be weaker, and then they should join up with him again, and then all three of them attack me, because I'll probably be the stronger at that point. But both these guys need to fight... So Asphodel needs to fight Rlyeh and me. Nazca needs to fight Rlyeh and me. But probably I would do Rlyeh first. But anyway. Because... the point is, they can't let either Rlyeh or I get too far ahead. And right now, Rlyeh is pretty far ahead. And then the final messages I sent was to Rlyeh, whoops, saying, the squids have grown powerful indeed. Perhaps you can leave us poor undead be while you eat the weaker nations. So I was suing for peace. Now we're going to go back to my turn, 83. So we have a message from Rlyeh. He says, you beat me at every battle for 7 years, and now that I won a few, you cry for peace. You were sieging my capital before the tides turned, so I will take my vengeance. We know that you're trying to turn the table, the feeble races against us. I hope they're not complete idiots. I will laugh myself silly if the war ends with someone saying, oh well, you had a shot at turning the war, but I allied with Ermor. Who would have thought that it would have been a bad idea? That's so funny. I like this player. Great god of the sea, serpents, and the dead, set Yig. Nazca sends me a message saying, Dear Lord Golgoth, please be advised sending Nazca messages on how to disrupt Nazca is ill-advised and recommend against doing in your future endeavors. So that's funny. He caught my typo. There's also a dire portent. Rlyeh casts a spell, Gift of Health. Now he casts Gift of Health, but he overcasts Vengeful Waters, which is really unfortunate for him. You know, he was hoping he would maybe overcast Mother Oak or something, but nope. He overcast his own very good spell, so that is fine by me. We cast Teleport. I'm moving this dude up to the front. He's going to eventually be my Golem Crafter. So I was just getting him in position. Oops, messages. So well, we're not going to go through all these. I'm going to do the events real quick. Magic is fading. Actually forgot to hide some of my gems, so I definitely lost some from that. And found a magic site. This actually was a good one. This is the first found magic site that wasn't crappy. It's the Bear Mountain, that's 2 earth gems. And finally, Misfortune +1. There's also an event I'm being struck by some kind of magic force here. I believe the ones that kill undead forces are... Whoops. By Holy Fire. Actually, that may be different. There's Holy Fire and... There's one, the one that's really common is wayward something. And basically you recruit centaurs, which suck, kind of. So that's a waste if that's which one it is. There are a couple better ones. I think there's one that's a holy, and there's one that's air. So I need to site search this. Then we had a bunch of battles. So Rlyeh moved his army, which was up here, back down here. So he's being very unpredictable. He's indicating now, especially with my message, that he wants to attack. So I'm further bringing in more troops here. And now I've got a sizable army. I had a kind of weak army for a while, but now I have a really strong army. You can see hundreds, like probably 300 sacreds or more. Probably 350. And then another 600 undead. So it's a really strong army. Meanwhile, I've got mage support for the first time. I've got a bunch of archbishops who each can defend against assassination and can spam protection of the sepulchre. And yeah, so I'm bringing everyone in. I'm assuming he's going to go for it. I'm also bringing in my foul vapors lady who's sitting over here. This was unsuccessful. You saw last turn I sent a bunch of these dudes in. Let's see what happens to him. So he had the whole communion out defending. Though it doesn't look like he spent any gems, did he? No, I don't think he did. So that was kind of a big loss. Or not a big loss, I mean it was a small loss, but a decisive loss. However, you can see, so I bumped here with Rlyeh, with Nazca. I sent a pretty big squad in here to fight his dudes. And yeah, you can see the banishment spam just doing some work. What level is this dude? I think he's what, level 2? Yeah. So anyway, unfortunately I killed a bunch of his dudes, but he put a big group of dudes on top of MA-Ermor. On top of, he's probably gonna crush these. I'll probably kill a few sequels. Oh, not many. Oh, I killed a lot of his undead. Which again is unfortunate, because I really wish... If he had talked with me, I wouldn't have sent anybody. So now it's gonna take him a lot longer to break that siege, and he may not be able to. So anyway, but Nazca's attacking, right? This is a big army on top of this fort, and Rlyeh's got quite a few little dudes in there. So, this army's basically ready to go too, so he can probably take Rlyeh's fort here. But yeah, if Nazca takes all this and then takes this other stuff, that's going to be super sweet. I will be very happy to fight, I think, Nazca instead of Rlyeh. Yeah, it can't be much worse. Anything else? I'm also moving... Oh, you can't see it. I'm moving some stone boots and a shroud up here for my other dude. I think eventually an amulet of anti-magic will be part of the kit for these guys. That way they really can't die. Or for these guys. This battle here, I'll show you this. I think I missed... Yeah. I killed 2 of his star spawns, so that's nice, but yeah, that didn't work. And here, unfortunately, I believe his Queen of Water Elementals attacked me. Which I'm glad she didn't win, because she's so hard to kill. You can see I'm not doing any damage to it. And it's looking like I'm gonna lose. But eventually she runs. Now she's not, oh, she does have cold resistance, okay. She's susceptible to shock. It's potentially something I could use, actually. Where's my nearest? Huh, it's kind of worth actually sending one of these dudes up. Or I can get a lightning helmet and stick it on somebody. I forget how much lightning helmets cost. 15, that's expensive. However, not that expensive. And I think I'm going to be making, not this turn, oh no, this turn I'm casting Fairy Court. So she can definitely make them. And that would not be a bad thing to put on one of these dudes. I'm not sure what the range is of Lightning Bolt, but could work. Could work real well to snipe her. But I got another plan to snipe her. One is I'm bringing in some more Sacreds. But I think she could survive a lot of Sacreds. So the other thing I'm doing... I had scripted Shatter. For some reason I was thinking she was lifeless. She's not, so this actually is not going to work. But I'm also bringing in this dude. And he's going to do Power of the Spheres and then Drain Life. And she's not lifeless, so that's going to work. If she attacks again. If not, I'm going to try to attack her, I think. And we're going to hang tight here. I'm really expecting he's going to hop on. One thing I did just to be sneaky is I took this dude full of ghouls. I took all my ghouls and I moved him out of this fort. One, so that if I lose, I don't really lose the ghouls. But second is it will allow him with this army, I believe, to one-turn fort crack me. And what I don't want is him to get on top and jump back and forth, on, off, on, off, on, off. Right, which he may do if he doesn't think he can crack my fort, rather than just sit there. But if he does, he'll come on, I'll have Foul Vapors up. I'll finish that this turn. And then I'll pop out and he'll be ready to break in the fort, but instead I'll pop out, because I don't want to have that little channel way. I want my full army out there, but I will be able to drop all of my newfound stuff on him. So hopefully that works. And thanks everyone for watching. I will see you guys next time.